Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to the Fortune Eagles Screen Share webinar. My name is Greg Phillips. I'll be your host today. We hope you guys had a very positive week with the Fortune Eagles platform. All I can say is, bring your friends and family to the platform. Let them hear it for themselves. We're here every week to share the information that we have so your family can make an informed decision if they want to join the Fortune Eagles platform. This is probably the best platform as far as gifting is concerned that you can ever get involved in. It's a lot bigger than just a gifting platform, but the best way to have that understood and explained to you is to invite your friends and family, let them see it for themselves. Brian, back to you.
All right, fantastic, and thanks. I too like to welcome everyone to the 14 Eagles Thursday night webinar. Like I always say, you could be anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here, and we really, really appreciate that. As always, we'd like to give the state of the platform, how things are going with the platform. And as always, everything is going very smoothly with the platform. Everybody's doing a good job keeping everybody informed on how to go through the process. And it's very fantastic, I guess I could say. You know, we have very little calls and very little questions about how the platform works. So I really commend you guys, and just keep up doing everything that you're doing. Just keep doing it, okay? As I've always said, you know, this is not a race. This is a marathon. Okay, this community is set up for the long term, not for the short term. Okay, and it's all in what you make it to be. All right, and so we try to keep this thing as simple as possible. So with that being said, we'll get into the presentation. We don't try to keep you very long. We just want to give you the essentials about what 14 Eagles is all about, and the concept of 14 Eagles. Okay, not so much as the platform itself, but the whole concept of what 14 Eagles stands for and what we're all about. And so the best way to do that is to go to the community website, which is located at www.14eaglesden.com. And if you go to that site, you can scroll down to the welcome, where you'll see the welcome on the site. Okay, right here is where you can really get a good concept of what 14 Eagles is really all about. You know, I really encourage you to read this welcome. All right? It'll give you a good perspective of where we're coming from with 14 Eagles and what we're trying to do. But the main point is that 14 Eagles is a community-based platform. Okay, it's all about community. And you're going to hear me say this all the time. Community is the key to this whole program. Community is the key, because without the community, nothing happens. Nothing at all. Okay? And then also, just to let you know, there's no fees here with 14 Eagles. You know, 14 Eagles charge no fees. You don't give any money to the 14 Eagles platform itself. Okay? So that's where we're different than a lot of other people, a lot of other platforms. No funds are given to 14 Eagles at all. Right, so we try to keep this thing very simple, and you know, and it's all about giving. It's all about giving. If you have a giving heart, then this is for you, and this is what this is all about, because we know that giving is a universal principle. Okay, one of my favorite lines in this welcome is down here where it says, "There is a universal law, God's law. Whatever you give out into the universe, you will get back in abundance." Okay? And that's a very powerful statement there. Because whatever you give out, you'll get back tenfold. Okay? And that's why we have to be careful about what we give out. Because if you give out good intentions, you'll get back good intentions tenfold. But if you give out bad intentions, you'll get back bad intentions tenfold. The universe does not discriminate. Trust me on that. Okay? So our whole concept is built around that principle. Okay? Giving. Giving is the main activity, what we do here at 14 Eagles. And the key to that giving is the community, giving to one another. not just the monetary gifts, but also in education, giving knowledge, you know, giving your time, things of that nature. All that is part of the community. And if we do that and we all work together, the sky's the limit, okay? The sky's the limit. Now, right past this, we also have what we call Video Row. Okay, we have a series of videos here. The reason why we have these videos is because, see, mindset is everything. And we try to get people in the right mindset to come into the community. Mindset is everything. Out here in the real world, our minds have been conditioned to society in which corporations and governments have garnered, okay? And we're trying to break out of that mold. We're hoping to break out of that mold and retrain ourselves mentally. And we feel that these videos will help get that started, okay? Because we have to change the way we think. We have to change the way we think, and we have to enhance our conscious awareness about what's going on around us. And so that's very important. And so these videos on our video row will help get you started in that direction where you'll get certain types of information. We encourage you to go and look that information up. Go and research that information. Don't take this information for granted. Go and research it for yourself. And as you research, then that builds more mental stability. It'll bring more conscious awareness to yourself, and you'll learn a lot more. You'll learn a lot more when you go and research yourself. We have to get in the habit of researching. And if you don't do anything else, we really encourage you to join our newsletter. Even if you don't get involved in the 14 Eagles platform, we encourage you to join our newsletter so you can receive the email updates that we send out. Most in particular, there's a video of the week that we send out every week that gives out very, very pertinent information, okay? Information from everything from how money is made, how money works, how banking system works, all the way to the information about the pandemic, okay? So it's very informative and very eye-opening, and it also encourages you to research even more, okay? So powerful stuff, all right? So, but we do have a platform, and our gifting platform is different than any other gifting platform that's out there that we truly believe. And one of the ways that you want to really get this thing really tuned up and helping to build this community and get involved in this platform is to put yourself in a position to be a connector. Are you someone that can connect with people? Are you someone that people can follow you, okay? Follow you into a community where everyone is working together. Can you do that? Do you have the mindset to connect with others? All right. Well, let me give you a certain example of what I'm talking about. Watch this.
Do you remember the moment you realized that the world had changed? Let me tell you a quick little story that has nothing and everything to do with the future of our world and how you fit into it. In 1917, the United States faced a huge problem. They were working hard to compete in the industrialized economy, and there was a shortage. Not a shortage of oil or coal or other natural resources, a shortage of people, specifically obedient factory workers. The solution to this economic dilemma? It was an experiment of sorts. It hadn't been done before, until someone thought of it. Mandatory public school. Unfortunately, the initial purpose of the United States public school system was not to inspire children or generate scholars. And it wasn't created for dreamers, people who color outside the lines, break the rules, and challenge the status quo. The public school system of the early 1900s was invented to create a nation full of adults who would obediently do their jobs in the factory assembly lines. Teaching kids to sit in straight rows and scheduling the entire day with the ringing of bells wasn't by chance. Punishing those who didn't conform was purposeful. These were the skills they would need to join the labor force. Intentional or not, this early method of turning dreamers into workers was an investment in the nation's economic future. And it worked. This then led to several generations of productive, fully employed workers. But it isn't working anymore. Why? Our economy has changed. We don't live in an industrialized economy anymore. We live in a connected economy. Right now, there are more users on Facebook than there were people on the planet 200 years ago. Technology has made it possible for us to connect with people, ideas, and information from anywhere in the world instantaneously. And as a result, our economies have expanded from localized towns and communities to the entire world. We have globalized trade in nearly every way. In the past, the obedient, do-what-you're-told without question people were rewarded for working hard and putting their dreams aside in order to toe the line. They were given well-paying jobs that led to long-term careers. They were guaranteed pensions, benefits, and the promise that they would always be taken care of. And they were. But that promise is gone for most of us today. Even if you have a white-collar job, the majority of white-collar workers are still working in a factory. Instead of operating a sewing machine or welding a widget, they now push pencils, type on keyboards, or process paperwork. It's still factory work because the entire focus of the day is spent on increasing productivity, which leaves little room for creativity, spontaneity, or individuality. The educated, hard-working masses are still doing what they're told, but they're no longer getting what they deserve. Even if you do everything you are told to do today, graduate from high school, go to college, get a degree, work hard in whatever job you can find, if you're lucky enough to find one, you're not guaranteed anything. Companies are being forced to change or die right now. Layoffs happen much more often than job openings appear, and the highest paying jobs are disappearing or heading overseas at an alarming rate. If you have a job where your boss tells you exactly what to do, he or she will always find someone cheaper than you to do it. Did you know that the average length of a job today is about 4.5 years? Contrast that to the 1960s when it was 40 years. The connected economy rewards a different group of people. It rewards the people who see things differently, who don't conform, people who have ideas that no one else has, people who are willing to work hard but know that the old way of doing things is broken. The connected economy rewards you not for being a cog in the wheel of life, but for standing up and reaching out. The connected economy rewards the connectors. Whether it's connecting a person to a person, a business to a business to a product, or a product to a person, those who learn how to connect are the ones who will survive and excel in the connected economy. That is how the world has changed. It's not about to change. It already has. Things are different now, and they're not going back to the way they used to be. Look at Facebook. What's their product? It's you. Your network, your information, your ideas, they all have value. Does Facebook pay you for the money they make selling your information to advertisers? No. But we still use it because we have an innate desire to connect with people. In fact, neuroscientists have found that we are actually hardwired to connect with each other. Some people know how to leverage this innate ability in today's economy, but most don't. And because they don't know how to do it, most of them are paralyzed with fear, resisting the shift, despite clear indications telling them it's time to change. In 1917, a group of people performed an experiment that forever changed the way that we earned a living. The world today is facing another huge problem. We're facing a shortage of our own. Not a shortage of factory workers or consumers. The world has enough of those. We have a shortage today of dreamers and connectors. And so, We're holding our own little experiment, and you happen to be the subject of it. This 8-minute presentation was specifically designed to seek out and find the connectors around us. Those who recognize that we are on the brink of the next economic revolution, who are ready to thrive in the connected economy, and who are searching for the best way to do it. The internet and technology are rapidly changing the way that we do everything today, including how we make a living. It's not too late to embrace the change and find a way to make yourself relevant and profitable in our brave new world. And that's why we've invited you here today. We've created something that rewards you for connecting. It pays you for bringing people together behind a cause, product, or idea. And we have systematized it and made it so that you can do it from anywhere with anyone at any time. If you are passionate about helping people, if you are passionate about changing lives, if you want to position yourself to be a capitalizing force within the connected revolution instead of just a bystander, let's start now. Do you remember the moment you realized that the world had changed? How about the moment you realized you could change with it? Are you ready for the details?
So there you have it. Are you a connector? Okay. That video, every time I see that video, it just gets me thinking, and it just wakes me up even more about what we need to do as a community. Okay. Because that video is so pertinent to today and to any time for that matter. Okay. Because this time right now is the time to take heed to what's being said in that video presentation. Powerful, powerful stuff. Okay. And that's what we're striving to do right now. Because, see, we're not going back to the old way. We're going to create a new way. Okay. We're going to create a new way to move forward. All right. The paradigm shift has already shifted. We're in it. Okay. So now we need to take advantage of it. And so we have a platform that we want people to be a part of, a gifting platform, the 14 Eagles gifting platform. Powerful, powerful stuff. And see, this is a way for us to work together. And so you don't have to know how to explain this to people at all. All you have to do is bring them to this community website, come to the 14 Eagles video, 14 Eagles video page, and play the video. All right. That's all you have to do. You don't have to try to explain this to them at all. Let them watch the video for themselves. Let's take a look at how the platform works. Welcome to 14 Eagles. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to describe a program that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation-only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. When we join 14 Eagles, we enter into the first step of that process. We're invited to freely send a $2 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $6. We now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $2, totaling $28. Of that $28, we keep $7 as our harvest and hold on to $21 for step 2. In step 2, you're invited to freely send a $7 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $21. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $7 totaling $98. You keep $8 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest of $7 and hold on to $90 for step 3. Step 3, you're invited to send a $30 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $90. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $30 totaling $420. You keep $120 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest total and hold on to $300 for step 4. Now for step 4, you're invited to freely send a $100 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $300. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $100 totaling $1,400, of which you keep $800 as your harvest. You can see how your harvest is growing. You hold on to $600 for step 5, where you're invited again to freely send a $200 gift to each of 3 people whose names presented to you for a total of $600. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $200 totaling $2,800, of which you keep $2,050 as your harvest and hold on to $750 for step 6. Step 6, the final step, you're invited to freely send a $250 gift to each of the 3 people whose names that are presented to you for a total of $750. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $250 totaling $3,500. You hold $750 for repeating step 6 and keep $2,750 as your harvest for a total harvest of $5,735 from a one-time initial gift of just $6. You can also send and receive additional gifts by re-entering and cycling through each step. For example, by re-entering step 1, where you send a $2 gift to 3 people, by cycling through that step, you have the potential to receive $22 in gifts over and over. Likewise, by recycling step 2, you have the potential to receive $77 in gifts over and over again. That principle applies to each step. By cycling through each step, you can receive $6,380 in gifts over and over, in addition to the $5,735 in gifts you receive through your initial progression through your 6 steps. One of the first questions we receive is, how do I position myself to send and receive these gifts? Well, I encourage you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles, and he or she, if they haven't already, will provide you with their website address, 14eagles.com/ and their username. In it, you will find an outline that will walk you through the process to becoming a 14 Eagles member. It's a very simple process that begins with registering for a Cash App account. Cash App is our payment processor, which allows us to seamlessly and in real time send and receive gifts. Once you have established and funded your Cash App account, you can join 14 Eagles by completing a very short template. Then send your gift to 3 people whose names are presented to you in your website, and introduce 14 Eagles to 2 people who do exactly what you just did. Register for a Cash App account, join 14 Eagles, give 3 people $2 each, and introduce the program to 2 like-minded people who do the same thing you just did. That's how you build your 14 Eagles nest. These are the people who follow you from step 1 through step 6. It all began with a very simple 4-step process. As I mentioned earlier, 14 Eagles is not a business. We're not selling anything. We're not asking anybody to change their behavior. We are merely presenting a program to our friends and family members that allows us to freely send a $2 gift to 3 people with the potential to be blessed to the tune of thousands of dollars each month. Thank you for your time, and again, I urge you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles. God bless. All right, so there you have it. That's the 14 Eagles presentation. You don't have to explain that. Let the video do all the work for you. And then once you have watched the video, to get involved, all you do is go below the video, and everything right there is what you need to get involved with the process. Okay, step by step, verbatim. If you follow this verbatim, you shouldn't have any problems at all going through the process, going through the gifting process at all. Okay, get with the person that invited you, get their username, and they can help walk you through this process. Very, very simple stuff. People are doing this on a daily basis now, and they're having great success in doing this. And I really, commend the people that are helping people through this process. We did have put a change in the process, and it made it much better than what it was. And so now people are getting through much easier. They're getting into the system much easier, and everything's been working out great. So I really encourage you to take a look at the video, get involved, go through the process, and just start inviting people, because it's a powerful, powerful thing. Because see and understand, when you get involved with 14 Eagles, you're working as a community. You're working together. And that's a great skill to have, to be able to work with one another. Okay? Because see, 14 Eagles is not the platform, the gifting platform in 14 Eagles is not the only thing that we have. Okay? It's just a stepping stone to get to other platforms and other programs. And see, that way, once you understand how to work with one another and how to build a group or build your community, now you can move into other platforms, and guess what? You never have to come out of your pocket ever again. Okay? No matter what platform you get involved with, you never have to come out of your pocket again. That's what we're trying to garner here as we go through this process. Okay? But the first process is learning how to work with one another. That's the key. Building that community is the key. Remember, we're always coming back to that very word, community. Community is the key. Because if we build our community, now we can work with other programs and other platforms. Because see, 14 Eagles does not work alone. When you're in a community, you're not in a community by yourself. You're in a community with other people, other businesses, other platforms. And so we have another platform, another business, which is Dynamic Trio. And we encourage you to take a look at Dynamic Trio. They have a platform called Fund Me 24/7. We work with them because their platform works hand in hand with 14 Eagles. They have the same philosophy as 14 Eagles. We're here to help one another. Our thing that we're trying to do here is we're trying to get rid of debt and eliminate poverty in the world. That's a tall task, right? So we can't do that alone. So if Fund Me 24/7 with Dynamic Trio is doing the same thing that 14 Eagles is doing, why should we work against each other? We should be working together. Does that make sense? So we encourage you to take a look at the Fund Me 24/7 platform in Dynamic Trio. Dynamic Trio has a trilogy of platforms. And the Fund Me 24/7 platform, you'll find, has similarities as 14 Eagles, where Fund Me 24/7 has taken the crowdfunding industry and flipped it upside down. Okay? Powerful platform. And they also work hand in hand with their secondary platform, Feed Me 24/7, which is a feeder system for Fund Me 24/7. Okay? They have this thing all worked out. And then they have a third platform called Fund Me to Infinity that is just out of this world. Right? And so money is no issue. Okay? Money is no issue when you have a community of people working together, giving to one another, and helping each other in each platform. Powerful stuff. So we have to change the way that we think in order to make this work. And that's the key to 14 Eagles concept. Okay? That's why we want you to read the welcome. Get the full concept of what 14 Eagles is all about. It's not about businesses. It's not about the money. It's about the community. Community is the key, right? And then we also have partnered with a company called Cutting Edge Techno Solutions. Cutting Edge Techno Solutions is literally building communities from the ground up. Literally. I mean, digging dirt and slinging hammers and turning wrenches and everything. Okay? They're taking people within the community, training them on how to build their community from the ground up. Powerful stuff. They're going around the country and other countries. They're in Africa right now, helping African countries to build their communities with the new technology, right? And it's called SETS for short. Okay? You know, this Cutting Edge Techno Solutions is bringing a whole nother angle to the community. Right? And so not only are we doing it in the virtual world, but we're doing it in the real world and building communities. So we are partnered with them, okay? And then we also have Hyperverse, which is a hyper community dealing in the cryptocurrency world, blockchain technology, where you earn while you learn. All right? We're going to try to cover the whole gambit. And we got others that we're going to be bringing on board, okay? And you choose what you want to get involved with. Powerful stuff. Now, one thing that I've heard a lot sometimes is that people say, well, you know, Brian, you know, you're talking about a $2 gift. I can't really make no money with a $2 gift. Well, when people say that to me, the first thing I say to them is that that's why we need to change your thinking. Because, see, it's not about the $2 gift. See, you think $2 is too small. You think that you can't make any money. Well, first of all, we don't make money here at 14 Eagles, right? We give it away. We don't make it. We give it away. We accept our blessings from others. That's the shift in thinking that we have to do, okay? But when they look at $2 and they say that that's too small, well, here, let me show it this way. Watch this.
Reach their fortunes. In order to do this, I want you to pretend that I can grant you one wish from two choices. Choice one is this: I will give you $1 million. Or choice two is that you get 1 cent that doubles every day for 31 days. On top of that, you have to drive 1 hour north to meet a friend of mine named Vendela. She will double your cent and give you 2 cents, and then you have to drive all the way back home. Then on day 2, you take your 2 cents back to Vendela, and she doubles your 2 cents and gives you 4 cents, and then you drive back. Well, you do this every day for 31 days. Which would you choose? $1 million or 1 cent doubled every day? Well, as a factory worker, it wasn't even a contest. $1 million for me, please. Who wants to run around for pennies? Here is where we find out that ignorance is not bliss. If you have a calculator, you can follow along and check it out for yourself. In day 1, you have 1 cent. Day 2, you double it and you have 2 cents. Day 3, you double it, you get 4 cents. That doubles and becomes 8 cents, and by the 10th day, you'll have $5.12. How embarrassing if you took the penny a day. Let's look at the 11th day. $5.12 doubles and becomes $10.24, then it doubles and becomes $20.48, and then it doubles and becomes $40, and in the 20th day, that doubles and becomes $5,242.88. Well, It's still not looking too good if you chose the penny. But what happens in the 21st day? 5,000 doubles and becomes 10,000, 10 doubles and becomes 20, and on the 28th day, $671,000 doubles and becomes $1.3 million. But wait a minute, we didn't agree to 28 days. We agreed to 31 days. And so on the 29th day, 1.3 doubles becomes 2.6 million. And 30th day, 2.6 million becomes 5.3 million. And in the final day of our agreement, day 31, $5,368,709.12 doubles, which is $10,737,418.20. Now who's laughing all the way to the bank? This is what the smartest man in the world, Albert Einstein, said when he was asked what he thought was one of the most powerful things on earth. He said that the eighth wonder of the world was compound interest. And so here's how we can make compound interest work for you.
Okay, so now, now what do you think about small numbers? Okay, if you could take a penny and double it every day for 31 days and end up with over $10 million, is that small enough for you? See, it's just a shift in thinking. That's all we have to learn how to do. Shift the way that we think. See, we miss so much stuff all because we don't have the right shift in thinking. We don't have the right conscious awareness of what goes on around us. And so we're trying to change that here at 14 Eagles. All right, and we want to make sure that that money is not an issue. Okay, because see, if you can double a penny and make that kind of money, okay, and produce that type of money through compounding a penny, what you going to do if you compound $2? Okay, does that make sense? But here's even the bigger question. What can happen if you compound people? Because, see, that dollar, all that dollar is just an instrument. It's just a tool. It's just an object. If you take a dollar and you put it on the table, nothing happens. It just sits there. Until what? Someone picks that dollar up and puts it into use, okay, for what it's used for. So the key is not the dollar. It's the energy from the people that makes that dollar work, okay? And the way that we think is what puts that dollar into action. See, that's the whole idea here. Get away from the money aspect of it and think about the community. Put more emphasis in community. I told you I was going to say community all day long, right? Community is the key. And so once we get people to really see that, then money becomes no issue at all. Okay. See, what we're trying to do here at 14 Eagles is put you in a position to where you're not chasing money all the time. We're putting you in a position where money is chasing you. That's the key. So, look, we're going to close this out with my favorite tune, all right? My favorite tune of all time. We're going to try to make this, as I say every week, we're going to try to make this song get the Grammy. We're trying to get a Grammy with this song. This is the new 14 Eagles song, all right? Because money is always on people's mind all the time. Because no matter what you do, 95% of our decisions most of the time is a money decision. Okay, is a money decision. But we're here to tell you, you can manifest the money that you need. Okay, you can manifest that by putting it in this right place. Okay, and thinking the right way, and dealing with the right community, and the money will automatically come. So this is the song that we put out, and we're going to get a Grammy for this song. Check this out.
Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me. Money is coming to me. I can just feel it, and I believe. Money keeps coming to me. It's coming to me now, that I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. Come on, come on, come on. The universe is working for me, and working. I can just feel it, and I believe it's working for me now, and I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. More than enough to live, more than enough to give, more than enough to share. Feel like it's already here. More than enough to shout, more than enough to drop, more than enough to face. With plenty left over to give away. Money is coming to me. I can just feel it, and I believe it's coming to me now, and I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. Come on, come on, come on. The universe is working for me, and working. I can just feel it, and I believe it's working for me now, and I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. Well, more than enough to live, more than enough to give, more than enough to share. I feel like it's already here. More than enough to shout, more than enough to drop, more than enough to pay, with plenty left over to give away. One day it's coming to me. I can just feel it, and I believe it's coming to me now, that I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. Come on, 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 come on. I believe it, I can just feel it, and I believe it's coming to me now, that I'm not worried about how. Oh yeah, money is coming to me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I believe it, and I receive it. Feel like it's already here. Come on,
Come on, come on, come on. Okay, do you believe it? Do you believe the money is coming to you? Okay, because if you don't believe it, guess what? It's not coming. It's not in your reality. But if you believe it's coming, then you don't have to worry about it, right? You don't have to worry about it. So with that being said, I want to bring up our fearless leader. Greg, are you open?
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, bro.
Great call again, Brian. I love it. I tell you, I look forward to Thursdays. I really do. Just a quick thing. We're talking about our platform, and a lot of times people say, "Well, I don't know what to say to people," to convince them to come to the call, take a listen, take a look, see what you guys have to offer. But this is just something that was in the news, and these are just some of the things that are actually going on in the world right now. I'm just going to read a few of them. It says inflation is rampant, gasoline prices are going up, food prices are going up, household energy costs are going up, the cost of living is going up. So you got to know somebody that probably fits in at least one of those categories, if not all of them. So our friends and family are hurting, and unfortunately, sometimes we're too scared to ask for help, and all you have to do is say, hey, listen, you might be in the same situation I am. I don't like the price of gas. I don't like how much my food is costing. Why don't you join me next Thursday at 8:30 and listen to this call, and then tell me what you think. That's all you have to do. All we want you to do is invite your friends and family here, because, like I said, all 5 of those situations I just mentioned, we probably all feeling right now. So come on, invite your friends and family. Let them see for themselves what Fortune Eagles has to offer. Right back to you.
Very well said. Very well said. And I'll tell you, those headlines right there, the main things those headlines do is garner fear. And as long as they keep you afraid, guess what? You're afraid to do anything. Okay? And they keep you under their thumb. So understand, you don't have to be afraid of that, okay? Because the solution is here. The solution is with each other. That's the key. Community is the key. If we drill that into our head, community is the key, then all that other stuff don't mean anything, because we can deal with anything as a community. We can combat anything as a community, okay? And we put our resources together, there's nothing that we can't do. Nothing. All right? So yes, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here. You can even come to the community website, www.14eaglesden.com. You can click on the Contact Us tab, and you can click right here on this link. It'll put you right into the webinar. If you can't come, you can call in and listen in to the call. All right? And plus, we also record this, and it goes out the next day. Make sure you get onto our newsletter, sign up for our newsletter so you can get our email updates, and you can get the recorded call and send this call out to everybody that you know that couldn't make it. Okay? We leave no stone unturned. So it's whether you just want to do it or you don't want to do it, period. Okay? And that's okay. Whichever way you want to go, it's okay. If you have any questions, you can always email us at controltower@14eaglesden.com, or you can also give us a call at 301-684-1216. That's our member service line. Okay? If someone doesn't answer, just leave a message, and I guarantee you somebody will call you back. All right? So we don't have any excuses here. It's either you want to get involved with the community and you want to make a difference in not even just your life, but in other people's lives, then we say get involved. Let's get this word out to people. Let's start working together, okay, to change our future, all right? And so, with that being said, as always, for those that could show, we really, really appreciate it, because you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and we don't take that for granted. And for those of you that are looking at the webinar, we appreciate you just as though you were here. So with that being said, thank you for coming. You have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday night. Okay? Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Peace.